to radio, and you know, it's a song that I've had this thing stuck in my head and in my heart for a lot of months. You know, a lot of you guys already know the story. You know, my wife and I went through a lot with son Bowen and his heart condition, and during the really hardest times of that, there were a couple guys who I didn't know very well, but they just kept calling me, writing me, and there were guys I looked up to who worked for some ministries that I really admired. And the one guy, my buddy John, who dedicates his entire life to serving people with kids with disabilities, he kept telling me, man, when times are tough, he's like, just cling to the promises. That's what you got. Believers, we cling to the promises of God in our lives, and that's our hope. And never forget to do that in the hardest times when you feel like you're just dying. And so it's always been in my heart. And this was actually, it's funny, you know, it was the last song we wrote right before we recorded, the last week of recording, like the day before we went in the studio, we wrote the song, and then it turned out to be our first single. So funny how that works. But this is called Promises.